What's going on, everyone? Austin John Plays here, and today I'm going to be discussing fixed encounters in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet and how you can shiny hunt them. The very first thing that I want to say is there's a big difference between a static encounter and a fixed encounter. A static encounter is like the X-Titans and your box legendary Pokemon that you have to walk up to, hit A, and interact with. Those are static encounters. Pretty much everything about them is predetermined and they are shiny locked. As opposed to fixed encounters. Fixed encounters basically means that there is a spawner that can hold one Pokemon that is always chosen from this one Pokemon at this level, and it can be shiny. The wild Terra Pokemon that you see are considered fixed encounters. They can be shiny, you can shiny hunt them, but for reasons I'm going to be talking about later in this video, you probably don't want to. Out of all the fixed encounters in the entire game, there is only one Pokemon that is exclusive to fixed encounters. It's not Magneton, it's Spiritomb. You'll know that Spiritomb is a fixed encounter because it does not show up on the Pokedex. As you can see right here, Spiritomb, habitat unknown, but you know what? I know where it is. Oh, where'd he go? He's back there. That's where he is. Spiritomb is actually found in several places, and every Pokemon that is a fixed encounter does not show up on the Pokedex under its locations. The same way that the wild, very strong looking Pokemon in the wild area in Sword and Shield didn't show up, the same way that the wild Terras don't show up here, and sometimes they're out of their regular biome, and for simplification, it just makes it so it doesn't show up, because it's not regularly spawning there. Using Cerebee's interactive map for fixed encounters, these are all of the fixed encounters in the entire game, and there are a lot of them. If you look here at Glisado Mountain, you are going to be able to see several of them. You have to click that and then scroll down. So there's a fixed Cubchoo, there's a fixed Beartick, here's the Spiritomb. Great. There's Spiritomb other places. I'm just going to this one because it's next to the ruins and I always know exactly where it is. Here's a fun fact. When you started off the game, most of the Pokemon on the Poké Path are fixed encounters, meaning that it's always going to be that one specific Pokemon in that one specific place, as opposed to a lot of the regular spawners that you encounter out in the overworld. Now, these Pokemon do respawn. You can encounter them multiple times, but they respawn in a very different way. Here is the first Spiritomb that I encountered here. Once this Pokemon is drawn into the world, it's always gonna be this one Pokemon. If you wanted to shiny hunt this Spiritomb, you could do that. It's really pretty simple. All you need to do is knock out the current Spiritomb here, or catch it, doesn't matter. All you need to do is make sure that you either catch it or knock it out, one of the two. From here, you're going to, right where the Spiritomb normally spawns, put down a picnic. What we're doing now is making sure that if the game was trying to generate Spiritomb being here, now it's not going to be here. Now the game has no memory of what's supposed to be here, and it's going to actively try to draw it in. I'm then going to save the game, turn the game off, system settings, and I'm going to move one day forward. When you load back into the world, all the 15 Pokemon around you are still going to be the same. If you were to knock any of them out, Spiritomb wouldn't respawn. But if you go away from that location, Spiritomb is going to respawn. And this is a different Spiritomb than the one that you just knocked out. Now, to make your life a little bit easier and faster, we're going to save further away from Spiritomb, where he can possibly spawn, but not yet where he does spawn in. So I know that he's gonna spawn in pretty much right here in this circle. So all I'm gonna do is slowly walk away from here, and I'm gonna put down saves every few feet until right before he does spawn in. Essentially what's happening is there's a radius around the player in which Pokemon cannot spawn, as you probably know from shiny hunting, isolated encounters, trying to shiny hunt by walking out of towns. There we go, there's Spiritomb. We see that it's not shiny. Now that we have that save, that's only a few steps away from where he spawns in, close the game and reopen the game. Loading back into the world, if you're facing away, you may want to face toward and then put down another save. That way your camera's gonna load in facing where the Pokemon is gonna be. And then just take those few steps. look if it's shiny, reload the game. That's it. That's all you have to do. You load back into the world, a few steps away, different Spiritomb. I can encounter this and show it to you. I've done it many times before. I know for a fact that this is a different Spiritomb every time that I encounter it. I mean, for example, that one's a male. The first one I caught was a female, so we know for a fact that they're different. Now, you ready for the bombshell? You ready for the information that is new about this that no one has properly covered before? These Pokemon, as I discussed, are not shiny locked. The base rate of shiny Pokemon in the wild in this game is 1 out of 4,096. This Spiritomb shiny rate is 1 out of 4,096. Every fixed encounter and every fixed terrace spawn is 1 out of 4,096. If you have the shiny charm, it is 1 out of 4,096. If you have sparkling power 3, it is 1 out of 4,096. Nothing that you can do in this game will affect that Pokemon's shiny rate. It is always going to be 1 out of 4,096. Nothing in the game will affect this Pokemon's chance to be shiny. You just need to reload the game, walk those few inches, and see if it's going to be shiny for 1-to-1 odds 4,096 times. It takes about 50 seconds for you to reload the game and walk those few inches. That puts you at 204,800 seconds. Divided into minutes is going to be 3,413 minutes. There are 60 minutes in an hour. 56.88 hours that you have to do to get 1-to-1 odds for that Spiritomb to be shiny. That means that without you modifying your game and without you putting in any cheat codes or anything else like that, it will take you 56 hours for 1-to-1 odds for that Pokemon to be shiny. If you hunted this for 56 hours and for it to be shiny, that's going to be a huge achievement for you. Now, here's the thing. I don't recommend you do that. As I said before, Spiritomb is the only Pokemon that you can only get via a fixed encounter. Every other fixed encounter you can get via some other way in the game. It's evolution, it's pre-evolution, in the wild, in raid dens. Spiritomb is the only one that is locked to this specific method. Do you know what takes less time than 56 hours? It takes less time for you to go work at a job, get $60, go buy a copy of Pokemon Legends Arceus, beat the entire game, collect all 108 wisps, encounter Spiritomb at its fixed location, which then allows you to hunt it during massive mass outbreaks, and then shiny hunt Spiritomb that way. All of that takes less time than 56 hours. The only reason you should do this hunt is if you have to have every shiny Pokemon in this game from this game. Even if that is the case, don't do this hunt now, because in the DLC, he might be more readily available. He might be in raids, he might be in the wild, he might be somewhere else. Do not do this hunt. Just some additional information about this Spiritomb, in addition to it being 1-to-1 odds. I don't know where he went. This Spiritomb cannot have a mark. It will not be affected by Teensy or Humongo power. Cubchoo is hanging out. If you come across that 1 in 56 hour chance that one of these Tera Pokemon is shiny, or one of these fixed encounters is shiny, treasure it, cherish it, hold down the screenshot button, which will record that 30-second video, and tweet me that video, because you just came across some stuff. That's for sure. Well, anyways, guys, I hope you found this information helpful. If you did, do me a favor, hit the thumbs up button down below. If you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe, turn on notifications. Until next time, Austin John out.
Man, they see me shining like I got the charm. Stay strapped, got that jet ball in my palm. Felt from the sky, guess I'm the chosen one. And if you need to know how, check out Austin John. Champion flow, yeah. I got that champion flow.